Hey guys, what's going on? Today I have a video for you guys. It's not a lacrosse video today. It's a little bit different. Usually I would make a lacrosse video, especially since it's a rainy day. Great day to play lacrosse is actually probably on a rainy day because it's just fun and exciting. But I usually play video games, um, inside because I do that too. Uh, it's one of my favorite things to do is I play video games, play lacrosse, and I like to do web design and stuff. That's just kind of my stuff. But I want to talk about the next generation consoles. Now, if you don't keep up, you won't know what I'm talking about. If you don't keep up with the next consoles and stuff, you won't know anything I'm going to talk about. But if you want to learn, I can teach you a little bit, make more videos, and do stuff like that. But since lacrosse season's over, during the summer I like to, do some workouts and stuff. I take it slow, and I play video games, and I focus on my YouTube channel a lot. I did that in the past summers with old YouTube channels, but I did gaming. Um, my capture card ended up breaking. It didn't give the best quality either, and I wanted to get an Elgato, but I got HD PVR2. Elgato is the better one. It works compatible with all consoles, so I really like that. So I'm gonna probably get that next time. But what I want to talk about was the next generation consoles and which one I think is better and what are some specs of it and stuff like that. Let's hop into both. Which one do I think is better, the Xbox One, which is going to be the new Xbox 360, or the PS4, which is going to be the new PS3? Um, I was originally an Xbox fanboy. I had played it since the Xbox original. I played Xbox 360. Um, I ended up getting hacked too many times and it broke on me. I got the Red Ring of Death twice, got a new Xbox twice, got it a third time, didn't decide to fix it, so I just left it. I got a PS3, much cheaper price, worked a lot better. I didn't get hacked. I got a lot of friends. Unfortunately, there's some things on the PS3 the Xbox had that really was a deal breaker. Cross-chat gaming, compatibility with a friends list, and stuff like that. It was just little things that I really enjoyed. I own two consoles now. I own an Xbox 360 and a PS3. Two PS3s. One's my dad's DVD player. One's my dad's like DVD player thing, and because he bought it, and the other one is my own console that I bought. But what I want to talk about is the next generation consoles, and so there's no biasm in this because I could care less. I go for the better console. I preferably try to go with MLG, which one MLG is on. If you don't know what that's, Major League Gaming. I was a semi-pro gamer once. I played in a couple ICNs with actually a couple of my friends for Xbox one time. Sorry, alarm clock's going. A long time ago, I played. Um, I used to do graphics designs for teams and stuff, and I used to do YouTube for teams, and like I was kind of like the reporter for teams, and I used to commentate my friends' games and post that up and stuff. Um, it was pretty interesting and pretty cool, and I like doing it. I still love doing it. It's actually really fun. But once I get hooked on lacrosse, I'm hooked and I'm gone, and I'm pretty much, I'm disappeared from the gaming world, and then I get back in, and everyone knows that. I try to do it every time, but I try to stay connected, but it's hard to. So it is what it is. But Xbox One, I want to talk about that first because I have an Xbox now, and I want to see how Xbox is the dominant one this generation. But I want to see if it's going to carry on to next generation. Xbox One, you look at it, it's a big bulky system. It is not as skinny as they sold out to make it sound, or the old one. It is a big and bulky system. It is like a DVD player, probably bigger than my DVD player that I have. And then it's the controller is different. It goes back to the retro controller. If you had ever played Xbox original, the controller was the retro controller was a smaller controller than the normal one, the rounded off one, but it was much more rigid, so the corners were more pointed and cubed. Excuse me as I type this in. I'm a little sick, don't mind. But the thing is that it's much more rigid. Sorry, I'm getting really distracted with the TV right there. But it was a lot more rigid. It's really it reminds me a lot of the retro controllers. All I can say. The buttons don't they look the same, but they're just different slightly. Everything looks generally the same. Then they have the Connect. That thing looks ugly. It's a cube, yeah, I get it, and it's got one camera, and it's like the regular Kinect, but the problem with it is that for Xbox One, you always it always has to be on. So if you want to play games, even single player games, you can't play unless you are always connected online every 24 hours or so. And I didn't like that feature because the fact is, in my small town, there's not great Wi-Fi access unless you have like two routers or your thing is plugged right into the router. My mom's house is good Wi-Fi because we're next to the airport. We usually get signal from them plus our signal. But we for my dad's house. He works at home. He pretty much lives at home all the time, and he works on computers and stuff with cellular, with like cell range and stuff. So he really needs the Wi-Fi. So it's really kind of crappy over here, the Wi-Fi. But at my mom's house it's good, and it's not good to be connected all the time because like even on the like there's just some things you don't want to change and some things you want to keep that are worth keeping and people are gonna enjoy. Next thing is they're not going to support used games, so Xbox is going to the PC world in a little bit, as in the phrase they're not going to use discs. So what they're going to do is they're going to have like a code activation code. Once you put that code in your console, it's yours. No one else can have it though, which is good in a sense because in some ways it's like you can it's good because like no one else will take your game or steal your games. Like I know it's happened to me. Some of my friends have stolen my games, and it's a disc, and I was and the reason I was so upset was because they stole the game and it was the actual disc, and I could never get it back. But this way, like games won't get stolen, but at the same time, thinking about that, some things just aren't good to do. PC games, you usually don't go to a store and try to return a PC game because of that specific reason, unless it's a disc. You usually don't see stores full of PC games. You'll just see it of console games, right? And it's Xbox or PS3 or Nintendo Wii, Game Boy, GameCube, and stuff like that. But by not supporting this and by having an activation code, you run those businesses like GameStop, Trade for You, Trade In, or anything like that. You run those businesses out, and they're not going to have anything to sell because most of their thing is either are retail games that are new, so you can sell the activation codes, but most of their games are used too. The new games they advertise, but they mostly promote the used games, and they show those first when you walk in. So that's really unlucky. The PS4 does support used games, so they're gonna have a disc system, but they're also gonna have activation codes, so it's like you can get both if you want. I think that's what they're doing. That's what I heard from the E3 thing, at least what I picked up. They're going to be doing both. They're going to support used games, so you can get disc and activation code if you want to, or you can just get one or the other, which is really good for other gamers who like to, share their games with their friends if they don't have it, let their friends borrow the game, or etc. PS4 is not going to be that game where you have to be online all the time. You can be offline, and it will be fine. You can still play single player. Now, in the old generation consoles, PS3, you never had to pay to have online service. Now you will. Um, you could have paid. It was called the PlayStation Plus, and they would have given you special offers on deals and stuff, and you would have got stuff a lot for free, which is really cool. But no one really needed it. If it was free and you could play online, they were going to play online either way. But for Xbox, you had to pay $60 for a year. It was like $12 for 3 months, and then I think uh, $5 a month or something like that. And now PS4 is gonna make you pay $5 a month, like Xbox. If you're a general gamer, it's not a big deal. If you don't play games as much and you only do it on rainy days, it's kind of a big deal. You might not want to pay for it, but in the end, it might be better once you hear what I have to say. And if you're a big time gamer who does it for a job on YouTube or just etc., you do it for a job at all in any way it involves your job, then it doesn't matter to you at all. You won't really care. $5 a month, it's whatever. And so that's that. But that could be helpful though in the sense that how Xbox used to always get COD or some game bonuses early. Well, now it could end up both come out at the same time and stuff instead of having early offers for Xbox and not PS4. Um, so that's that. And then What else is there? Oh, the fact that the Xbox is pretty much like a huge DVD player thing is kind of the thing that they didn't during their conference. I know I'm gonna sound really bad as I have this whole video so far, but you know the it just bugs me the way they display their consoles. It wasn't smart by Microsoft's point. You know, Microsoft is really evolving in a lot of ways, and by competing with Apple and competing with Sony, competing with all these other big time companies. But when it comes to their consoles, that was one of their biggest well-known things that they had out there. And now that I think they're, making this new console in their way they're entertaining and showing it off in their conferences and at E3, it's really not a smart way to start it off. What they did at their conference, if you didn't watch the whole thing, a breakdown is they pretty much showed off the extra features that you would use for probably an older person or your family would most likely use. So like if you were plugging in say you were playing a game or you're at the main menu and you're playing your game, and say you want to watch TV really quick, see how the game's going, see how like the Bruins game's going, like if you're a gamer, you don't. It doesn't matter. It takes 2 seconds of changing the input. No one's gonna care. But on the Xbox, it's like, oh, you plug it into your TV. You say Xbox TV, and it goes to TV. And I'm like, that's cool. But at the same time, it's like, that's just I don't care. Like I'd rather, and it's showing you all how it can control your living room and entertainment area when they didn't push to the hardcore gamers or gamers in general on how they play and how they want to play their games and stuff. They didn't show any great exclusive games as much as PS4 did. They didn't push any new features on how it would help your gaming experience like PS4 did. Like PS4, what they did is they got right down to it. They said, "This is what it is. This is what it looks like." Well, they didn't show the console, but they showed the controller and the new Kinect system for the PS4 as well. If you don't know, PS4 now has its own Kinect system where it's a straight line as well, with two cameras, so that you can have double the accuracy of the range and motion, plus a sensor, and it does the same thing as the Kinect, but it's not always on, so it doesn't always have to be watching you. So it's like, and then the way they show it is that sorry, they they just they show it more to the gamers point of view, so that they show off their exclusive games first, and then they show off their extra features that, like, you can play the game while downloading, you can cross game chat now, you can do this, you can do that. They added all this new stuff and evolved their generation, that now I believe Sony is becoming the better company. And Xbox hasn't done much to show us that they're the good company yet. They've been keeping a lot of things in the dark from us right now. Sony has shown us their games and their graphics and what pretty much given us their whole blueprint and said, "This is what it is. I hope you enjoy it." While Xbox is like, "This is what it kind of is, but you have to wait and see what we have to offer." I find that shady, and I find that in a way, it it could mean good and it could mean bad. It could mean good as in maybe what they're hiding it because it's going to be awesome, or maybe they're hiding it because they think it's going to be awesome, but it's really not as good to other people, as in hardcore gamers who like to play professional and stuff. Like, you got to think about everyone, and I know it's hard to do that. I know they're big companies. There's a lot of pressure on both of them, but in my opinion, right now, I believe Sony delivered a better performance um, than Xbox did. They didn't, they showed off their console, but they did it in a way that appeals to both people of older age, as in the parents, and appeals to people of younger age, as in the gamers, so that both people would want to get it. Also, another thing before I go really quick, if you're wondering on what to get, but your parents don't want to pay much money, the PS4 is $400. $400. That's it. That's relatively cheap for a console. For the Xbox, that's cost 200 now. Maybe the PS3 cost 200. PS3's always been cheaper, but like $400 with what you need and what you want, compared to $500 for a Kinect that has to always be on, an Xbox console that always has to be connected, and it pretty much just controls your TV. I recommend the PS4, guys. I'm gonna stick to the PS4 for now. I'm gonna go check out more research and stuff. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys when I see you guys next time. And yeah, have a nice day.